to introduce Texas Representative Charlie Geren, who has been a champion for the State Highway 199 corridor and all transportation projects in his district. Representative?
It truly is an honor to be here today. Without Commissioner Bugg and the Fort Worth District of TxDOT, this wouldn't be happening. And their help in ensuring the funding and the planning for this, not only is this project going to take place, but then the project from Lakeside to the bridge is going to take place, and then from the bridge to 820. So we're looking forward to great improvements in safety and mobility for this area. Commissioner Johnson, JD, without your work out here, none of this would be possible. Judge Whitley will give you some credit, but JD, thank you, and the people that work for you, your guys that are out here every day dealing with our mobility issues. But this has been a special issue for me since the bridge, since the frontage roads were put in and we lost the bridges, that we get this back, and we're doing it the right way. We have the funding, but TxDOT has made some significant improvements just between here and the Lake Worth Bridge recently, including helping with the stop signs at Lakeside, the safety improvements at the Lake Worth Bridge. The mess we've got behind us that TxDOT's fixing up because of a previous construction issue. But they're great. They've been great to work with. The Fort Worth District couldn't be better. We're spending money where it needs to be spent to improve mobility in this area and the safety of our citizens, not only here in Azle, but Springtown and the other people that travel this road every day. And these are just an improvement that I'm just glad I've lived long enough to see it. But thank you. Commissioner Bugg, thank you so much for your help, and of course, the judge, he said he couldn't be here today from TxDOT, but Mr. Bass, thank you for being here. But I'll turn it over now to Commissioner Bugg, and thank y'all all for being here and for your hard work and for supporting this project, because without the pressure on me, I don't know if that I would have had the backbone to just stay after this, but it's been great. It's sure good to see you, Jack. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Geren. I appreciate you mentioning our little wall issue, but we're on it. We're fixing it. And now I'd like to introduce Commissioner Bruce Bugg. He's been leading this Texas Clear Lanes effort ever since Governor Abbott directed the state to address the choke points around the state in the 5 metropolitan areas. So without further ado, Commissioner Bruce Bugg.
Ryan, thank you, and thank you for doing such a great job as our district engineer in the Fort Worth District. You talk about Representative Geren, people that we need to be able to make these projects happen, and Brian Barth and his entire team, and that goes to everybody that's here with TxDOT. Thank you so much for all the work you've done. Representative Geren and I were here in January of this year. This blacktop was not existent in January. We were coming down dusty dirt roads to be able to come and talk about the art of the possible, which is the completion of all these bridges. And just to digress for a minute and to build on what Representative Geren said, Governor Abbott last year led the Texas legislature to basically come up with new funding streams for transportation in the state of Texas. And what we're celebrating today is a concrete example of the leadership by the Texas legislature. And Representative Geren, you are one of the leaders of the Texas legislature. And I would like to make sure that the men and women of Azle and this community understand just how important you are to the Texas legislature. Thank you for your leadership. So what happened was basically $4 to $5 billion of annual funding streams, of new funding streams, became available because of the work of the Texas legislature last year. And so today, this is part of what the governor called on the Texas Transportation Commission. The only time Governor Abbott has called on the Texas Transportation Commission since he was elected governor. Last September, he called on the commission to come up with a statewide strategic plan to address congestion in the major corridors of the state of Texas. We're all tired of getting stuck in traffic and going down what's supposed to be a road and it turns into a parking lot. And so Texas Clear Lanes was the initiative that the Texas Transportation Commission basically came up with. And essentially what Texas Clear Lanes will do is we are focused on the 5 major metropolitan areas of the state of Texas, of course Fort Worth being one of them, along with Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. And the Texas Transportation Commission took a very historic step and adopted the 10-year funding plan in August of this year. And of the $70 billion, which is truly historic, it doubled what the 10-year transportation funding plan had been previously. And of that $70 billion, some $29 billion is being allocated to Texas Clear Lanes and Congestion Relief Initiative statewide. I was asked by the governor and the commission to lead this effort statewide, and I'm honored to do it. And I'm honored to do it because of projects like what we're looking at today here in Acel. It touches the lives of men and women, not only in Acel with this project today and the safety. Representative Geren, I remember you telling me about how many accidents that occurred on State Highway 199 because people were trying to dodge around and circumnavigate what was a system that just wasn't completed. Well, by golly, today we're going to complete it, and I want to say that in January, when Representative Geren and I were here, we told you we were going to do this, but I want you to remember that Representative Geren, when he says something, we do it, and promises made are promises kept by Representative Geren. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.